Illinois Stories is brought to you by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, Illinois Arts Council Agency, and by the supportive viewers like you. Thank you.
Hello, welcome to Illinois Stories. I'm Mark McDonald in downtown Petersburg, where the name Broadgauge really means something to everybody here. As you can see, the old Broadgauge building is having a rebirth here at the corner of 7th and Douglas, and this whole corner of the block is being reborn. Douglas Pope, the Broadgauge, for people in Petersburg, they're all familiar with the Broadgauge. Yeah. But back in, 1872 or so, this building was built as a retail outlet, and a big one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was built in 1872 as the original mega store for Central Illinois. Mm-hmm. So people came from all over. It was originally 3 stores all under one roof. So a hardware store, grocery store, and a dry goods store. Mm-hmm. And so for 150 years, it's been basically retail shop. Different varying owners. There's been 4 owners over the 150-year span. Mm-hmm. But yeah, has been an occupied retail establishment.
Yeah, and you can see now. You guys, as we look down on it, we're up on a sort of a, I don't know, we're in a walkway that overlooked, and I guess it was retail. They had retail up here too. Yeah. They had some shelving and some things for folks to look at. But this is really a nice touch because you get a chance to really overview. And this that we're looking at now, this will be a restaurant, a big restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. So we're standing right now up on the mezzanine, mm-hmm. Overlooking what will be the Broadgauge restaurant. So that's the main dining room there, and then there's a bar that is built underneath this cool kind of mezzanine balcony.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to see that now. You just painted it, so right now it's drying, and,
right,
and
exactly.
we'll get a chance to see it. But this is interesting too because these blueprints from the original building, you were able to find these in your construction, and they helped you out somewhat, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
Understand what was here.
Yeah, absolutely. So this building was remodeled in 1915. The facade was totally redone. And the family that owned the Broadgauge at the time of the remodel had been saving these blueprints all that time and donated them to the project. And so we were able to use these during our National Park Service historic preservation application and during the actual redevelopment of the facade. And so they helped a lot. Plus, they're beautiful and they're historic.
They are. And your application, your historical application, was accepted?
Yes. Yeah.
Terrific.
Our application was accepted, so it is a historic preservation project, and all we have to do is follow the rules.
Let's walk this way. This is original flooring.
Yeah, original floor. I love original shelving.
These arch windows.
They're lovely. On the outside, it looks like there would have been windows underneath them. But they never were. There was always kind of bricked in. They're kind of a bricked in window. It's kind of a cool feature on the outside.
It is, very much. And now this is what's really special about this is this we're looking at a double staircase here. And it's a very dramatic look when you're down on the level of the main floor because you look up. But it's interesting what you learned because on that right set of staircases, you were not aware this was a double staircase, right?
Right, yeah. For at least 90 years, the right side of the staircase was completely covered up and kind of built around. There was an office and a platform built on top of it. Mm-hmm. And so no one alive had ever really seen or walked on those stairs until we started messing around here. And when I realized that those stairs were under there, it was, absolutely, we had to rip out that office.
Oh, yeah.
And it was amazing because for 90 or 100 years, the steps had never really been stepped on, so they're in pristine condition. Compared to the left side, which has 150 years of wear and tear. You can see the dips and the footprints and everything. They're beautiful in and of themselves.
Now, it looks like in the middle, below the staircase, it looks like that's a safe. Is that what that was used for?
Yeah. There's a vault and then a safe inside of it. Mm-hmm. The restaurant is going to use it as a wine vault, so that will be where we host our special wines and have to.
That's a nice touch. That's a nice touch. Well, listen, let's go downstairs and take a closer look at all this. Okay, so we're standing in the main entrance to what will be the restaurant.
Yes.
And this is going to be a big restaurant. It's going to seat, I don't know, 180 people at a time. And you also have these beautiful little areas, these nooks that face the street that are well lighted, and those will be little lounge areas, cocktails, etc. So this is what this area is going to look like now. The bar is one of a kind, isn't it?
Yeah. The bar is one of a kind. So the mezzanine's original. The bar is what we added. It's my our special touch to the building.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a 40-foot white quartz top bar, both sides, front and back. The back is kind of antique mirrored tile.
Let's take a look. Now we can't see all that wonderful work,
No.
but we can see what's going on because, well, he did take the plastic off of it, so hey, it's okay. Keep working.
Are you sure?
Oh, sure. Keep working.
Oh, okay.
But you can see he's working on the bar here. That's new, and then the back bar, of course, is still covered. And that's just below the mezzanine where we were just standing up there. Now we mentioned the flooring's original.
Yeah,
all
flooring
original.
is original. Basically, all woodwork is original.
All the woodwork. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, 100% new. Original flooring, original beautiful grand staircase. All the ceiling is all restored and original.
Really, this is what the ceiling. It
Yeah.
wasn't painted this color, but it was.
No,
this,
it was
this
it
material.
was more of a creamy color, but yeah, it's a kind of wood rounds.
And is this your wallpaper?
Yeah, we picked out the wallpaper, but it kind of mimics what some of the wallpaper was here during the Robbins era.
And then the booths and the lighting fixtures.
Yeah, those are all new. Those
They're
are
all new, of course.
Yeah, those are.
But the
gorgeous.
woodwork behind it, is that original woodwork?
No,
Or
that's wainscoting is new. We added that.
very classy.
Yeah,
Very
thanks.
classy.
But it actually mimics that white wainscoting in the storefront is original. So what we did was extend that along the wall.
And the color is a perfect match.
Yep.
Okay, while we're down here, before we go up, see the event area.
Yeah.
This is going to be entered by a separate entrance, and this will be a separate operation.
Well, this will be part of the restaurant. This part. There's a bakery and coffee shop next door. So during the day, this will be part of a kind of transitional space, so people can have coffee and read the newspaper. It's the Robbins Shoe Room. So that's
It was Robbins Department Store.
Yeah. So
Okay,
it's
and that's the sign.
Yeah, the Robbins department store from 1939 to 1999. So 60 years.
Yeah.
So we moved the sign in here, made it the Robbins Shoe Room. This is where they used to sell shoes. And this is, but this will be a communal table during the day and then a semi-private dining room at nighttime.
Okay. This will be the kitchen for the restaurant.
Yeah, that's correct.
And then you have a sort of institutional kitchen for the events on the other side?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I tell you what, we got to go up the stairs.
Yeah.
We got to see what's upstairs.
Absolutely. It's amazing how pristine the stairs are for being 150 years old.
Well, Douglas, yeah, like I said, pristine staircase, and really, the style is, I don't know, how would you describe that style?
It's unique.
There is no description for it. Nobody's ever seen anything like it before.
Yeah, that's how I describe a lot of the style of this building. Is it's unique. It's our Broadgauge's tagline is uniquely Petersburg, because we do think it's a unique building, a unique space, a unique location.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so up here, what we're seeing is this would have been the second floor of the store, but it shows you how big the store is, because look how high the ceiling is.
Yeah.
And the windows, again, the light just pours in here.
And isn't it such an elegant room, but was used for storage for 150 years?
Is that right? It was mostly, people weren't shopping up here.
No, they would
storage.
occasionally have some attic sales up here, but for the most part, it was storage for the retail shops.
How did you choose the chandeliers?
My mother.
Well, she's got good taste.
My mom has good taste, and so she has her hand in a lot of this project, and so my mom found those.
Kind of tough
They're
to find a
beautiful.
dozen beautiful chandeliers like that.
We actually had to send my creative director and his wife to St. Louis to pick them up, because it was really hard to locate.
Oh, nice. Okay, let's take a little look around. Now, we're not anywhere near done here, but let's take a look around. Of course, you're going to have a big bar, and that's what this room will service here, right?
Yeah.
And this will be for events, weddings, those kind of large gatherings.
Yeah, this is the ballroom bar, servicing the ballroom. Yeah, we'll have weddings. I want to have live performances, comedy acts,
Well, when
concerts.
you look at this room, it's almost perfect if you wanted to do something in the round. You know, if you wanted to have a band or a acoustic music or a dance, you could have an area there in the round.
Yeah. We actually, there's actually an inlet, like a kind of a circular inlay of a different type of wood right in the middle, kind of like a dance floor.
Yeah. And the tile here is all new. The wood is all the original wood.
Wood is original. This tile is new. All the wallpaper and everything's new.
Yeah. Okay, now I know there's a lot of work to do, but let's take a look.
Yeah, a lot of work to do. So
let's take a look.
What we've seen thus far has basically been phase one. Well, this is the staff side of the second floor. So the elevator comes up and all the catering supplies are back here.
So you have an elevator for the public and you have a service elevator?
Yeah, it's a two-sided elevator that serves both the kitchen and the guests.
And what's on the other side through that far doorway? What do you see there?
The staff office and more storage for the restaurant.
And we're talking about 3 storefronts here, so it goes way over
Right,
there.
yeah.
And then, of course, you're going to have a bunch of restrooms because you're going to have a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And these are all, you can see these are all lined out and ready. They're not installed yet, but they're all lined out.
They're getting there. I think they're going to get installed hopefully tomorrow, so fingers crossed.
And then you've got further space down there, which goes down.
So that enters phase 2 of the project. It's the Cigar Factory. We have 2 more event spaces to come online. It will be later in phase 2. Cigar Factory and a boardroom. The Cigar Factory was an original cigar factory in the early 1900s.
Is that right? They were rolling cigars in there.
And
there was a lot of that done around here. Jacksonville had a lot of cigar factories, and Petersburg. Apparently, there was a lot of cigar smoking going on. Not a lot more than today.
Right, for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you. While we're on this level, I want to see one other fascinating thing. And you were describing to me the fact that this is something you found because nobody really knew how they got to the next building, and this was connected to
So originally in the early 1900s, the Broadgauge was actually connected to the building next door across an alley with a bridge, but there was no evidence of it other than 2 doorways on either side. And then the bridge was written into some fire maps in the early 1900s.
But it had to be here. You knew.
But it had to have been here.
So you rebuilt it.
But no pictures, no evidence of it. So we rebuilt it and connected this kind of rustic Oscar Hubbard building, this is phase 3. This is phase 3 of the project.
Okay, so it's down the road a little bit. But,
You're right.
But the way you work, this might be next year. Who knows?
Well, we're going to start on it next year.
You guys really get after it. And in addition to that, we can look at it's raining here today, but if you look down in there, you're going to have an outdoor beer garden down there. Is that the plan?
Yeah, exactly. It used to be a warehouse with a dilapidated roof. We tore the roof down, and then we're going to build a beer garden, potentially 1 or 2 bocce ball courts, because it's a pretty big cement pad down there. Yeah. So it could be fun.
Yep. Emily Falcon, I guess you're going to be the manager of the restaurants here?
Yes, that is correct.
You got your hands full because we're standing in, you got like 3 areas that you're going to have to handle. This is going to be a coffee shop.
It is, the Talisman.
And as you can see, it's pretty well. We're getting to the point where you're going to be able to serve people in here. It won't be too long, will it?
Very soon.
Yeah.
Very soon.
You and your husband had a restaurant in Springfield.
Yes, we did.
And now you've both moved here. Your husband's the executive chef, and you'll be the manager.
Correct.
Okay, good deal. Okay, so you'll have a coffee shop, and then you're going to have a transition area there.
Absolutely.
Which can also be shared. And so let's just kind of walk through here as we go. We've seen this big, beautiful table and you'll have entrances from. This won't be an entrance from the street, but you can come in there, and you can come in the main area.
Yes.
And this is your kitchen to serve. What? This whole area? Over
yes, it will be. This will be for the main dining room, the Broadgauge. Yes.
Let's walk through here and see this part of the building that's finished, because this is what we were looking at the upstairs, and it's it'll look kind of like this when it's done. Although the choices are different, the color choices are different, but this is what the restroom areas look like. And we talked a lot about the elevator here, which you can be used for service as well as getting people in and out.
Yes.
Let's go to the big area.
Okay.
That's where your husband will be working.
That will be where my husband will be every day.
Now, I think we said there's going to be seating for 180 people.
Just about, yes.
Tell me about the challenges of opening a restaurant that size. It's a big deal.
It is a big deal. It's going to be a lot of people. It'll just be a lot of work, training for the staff, but we've got some really talented guys in the kitchen, so I think that it's going to be...
Including your husband, right?
Yes, including my husband.
Tell us what your ideas are for the menu.
Yes, so Petersburg traditionally was a German, originally was German settlers, and so a lot of our menu is American focused, but some German, hints of German throughout. So we'll have our specialties definitely are our house-made breads, which were kind of sourced from our previous restaurant. So house-made breads, pretzels, all of our meats will be roasted in-house. We will be featuring a lot of the local farmers, beef and chicken, pork. Really just what Broadgauge is about is embracing what was Petersburg and bringing it back to life, and then also just uplifting everyone in the community too. So.
You know, this is going to be, it's a very, very difficult time to open a business.
It is.
What with the pandemic and the economy is so dicey and everything. I don't know, I certainly hope the best for you, but boy, a small community supporting a big operation like this is a real challenge.
It is, and you know, I think one thing that I'm very confident in is the food, the quality.
Okay.
The food is wonderful. My
Yeah.
husband is great at what he does, and we had a great following even through the pandemic with our previous restaurant. And I think as long as you've got friendly faces, great service, and a great product, people are going to come. They really will.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, thank
you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Douglas, have you ever been in the restaurant business before?
No, not really. Other than a short stint.
It's kind of an eye-opener, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, when you start pricing and ordering all this stainless steel that you need to do this, and the cost of stainless steel is outrageous, isn't it?
Yeah. No, yeah, everything didn't really seem like anything was cheap.
No. But now everything's been delivered now, right? I mean, your kitchen's about ready to go.
Yeah, we have all we have all the appliances. There were, we fought like heck with all the different COVID delays and the container ships off the coast of California and all of that stuff. But yeah, we have all the equipment and all the dishware arrived. We're just
you're fortunate because I mean, if you were waiting now for a thing, you wouldn't know how long the wait would be. So you got in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
But a kitchen like this, you're going to have in an event, you're going to be able to have to feed how many people at a time?
Well, we can do about 150 to 180 in the restaurant at any one time, and then upstairs we can do a wedding of up to another 180 in the ballroom, and then you'll see we have a couple other event spaces too, where we hope to have multiple events going on at the same time on the second floor. Eventually.
This place is going to be buzzing. If you have a busy weekend, this place is going to be buzzing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the catering kitchen.
Yeah, catering kitchen.
Then you've got the smaller one here for your everyday use.
Yeah. So this is the open restaurant kitchen, so you can the guests can see in and see
That's
what's
a neat
going
touch.
on.
That's a nice touch. We just talked to the executive chef's wife, so
yes,
she's confident
Emily.
he'll keep this in good shape
For sure.
And then what you're able to do then is to get to the rest of the building. Where's the elevator? Am I going the right way?
Yeah, you're going the right way.
Okay, good. Let's take the elevator up and see where, because you got future plans in what you call phase 3.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's not enough. You don't have enough to do here.
Right, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely have a few phases. It's a big grand plan. So
which one do I hit?
Second floor.
Second, okay. Okay, we're on second floor again.
Yeah. And so we're
A lot going on.
A lot going on. A lot of tiling.
Okay, and we're talking about phase 3 now, I think.
So this is actually phase 2.
Phase 2.
Yeah. So this is the. So we saw the ballroom. So the ballroom would be for weddings and live music performances, and this is the boardroom. So this would be more for corporate events, private dinners. Anniversary parties, birthday parties, just like smaller.
A smaller event than the second floor,
right?
Because that's a big space.
Yeah.
But this is pretty big too. In fact, it goes down. You're on 2 levels here.
Yeah, we took the fronts of two apartments and made them because you got the beautiful windows overlooking the square, Petersburg's town square. And,
now, was this part of the Broadgauge retail? at one
Yeah,
time?
well, this was part of the Broadgauge building. It was actually a doctor's office for 80 or 90 years, so it was an office space.
You call it a boardroom, so the plan would be to have a big enough table in here that if I wanted to have a meeting, a business meeting of some kind, this would be where this would go.
Yeah, there'll be a 12-person table here with a beautiful chandelier coming down, another sitting room over there, and whatnot. So.
And then, if you wanted to expand that, you've got a place here to do that, and this will be transitional, so the same.
Yeah.
Could you close it off, or would this be the same?
No, this will be just the same space.
Okay.
If someone's having a party in here, there'll be cocktail tables spread around, and maybe this is where the food will be and whatnot.
Okay. And then it goes even further.
Yeah. So this is a 3-room suite. So there's a boardroom, sitting room, and then this is going to be the billiards room, kind of a game room.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
But yeah, we want to have as many like kind of cool event spaces that people can use, and this building has been here for 150 years, but no one's really ever used the second floor. Like, you have to have an elevator really to make a second floor functional.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden, now that we have an elevator and we're building all this infrastructure, it just makes like the whole floor.
And you put the elevator in, right?
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
not
that's right.
here. So that's really what ties this whole thing together.
Exactly.
Because there weren't any way to get in here on the second floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, what kind of shape was the? We can see what kind of shape this room is in.
Yeah.
Was the rest of the building in this kind of condition?
Parts of it were in kind of rough shape, but for the most part, like the bones of the building were pretty good because it's been taken care of by the owners for the last 150 years. So it never was unoccupied or unused space. So luckily, the owners really kind of took care of it.
But you
it's
had
still
a lot
rough.
of cleanup to do, didn't
Sure.
you? Because you can look around
Yeah.
and see to get to the brick and to get to the wood and the lathe and everything, you have a lot of cleanup to do.
Yeah. No, it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
But it turns out beautiful.
It certainly has so far. Okay, there's one thing we haven't seen, and that would be like the VFW has a space in this building.
Yeah.
And they have for a long time.
Yeah.
And there used to be a cigar shop, or cigar rolling factory,
Right, exactly.
right? So let's go in that,
Sure.
and we'll talk about your plans there.
Sure.
Doug, we talk about phase 1, 2, and 3, and I get a little confused myself because this building is so big and there's so many nooks and crannies. But we're now on the far, is this the north? This is the north end?
Yeah.
Okay, we're on the far north end. And this is an area that, it's attached to your other buildings, but it wasn't always part of the Broadgauge. It was, it was actually a cigar factory at one time, right?
Yeah, so we're now in the building next to the Broadgauge. And yeah, in the early 1900s, the second floor was used as a cigar factory. So people were rolling up cigars and doing that.
And then the VFW wanted to move in, so they moved in this space. And then they moved downstairs, and this was vacant. So now this is part of your project. Okay. So what's going to happen up here?
So the cigar factory will be just a little bit more casual banquet space than the ballroom. So you can imagine like. We're going to make it like kind of a speakeasy type feel. It'll be nice and cool. So you can have like class reunions up here or birthday parties or just any sort of gathering that's a little bit more casual or smaller than what you would expect in the ballroom.
So you're going to have a bar in this room too,
Yeah.
or maybe even a portable bar.
Yeah,
some way to serve. Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you ever counted up how many bars you're going to have in this building?
It's at least 3 or 4. So yeah.
Well, when you get your beer garden outside,
Right.
that's going to be one.
That'll be another one. Yeah.
You've got the big one that you just finished, right?
That's
that
correct.
You just,
The
you
40-foot
just
bar.
built.
Yeah.
Then you've got another one that in the catering area, you've got a bar there. You'll have to have some way to serve in here, so you might end up with 5 bars. in this place.
Hopefully people like to party. I don't know.
You know what? I mean, there's a lot of that's where the money is, isn't it? Okay. But this is interesting. So in here, would you ever turn this into like a sports, like people could watch sports on?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I hadn't really thought about that because we don't really have TVs in the main area of the Broadgauge. But yeah, this could be a cool sports bar.
Yeah,
anything's possible.
you could do that, or you could for special events, World Series, Super Bowl, stuff like that.
Yeah, we want to.
And you could rent it out, so it was a private party, a private sports party.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I like your idea.
Well, listen, you're a Petersburg boy.
Yeah.
you've come back and you're making a real difference in downtown Petersburg. What kind of feedback have you gotten from people in the community?
Oh, yeah, it's been nothing but positive. Everyone in this community is so supportive, and they're rooting for me and the whole team. And yeah, everyone in the town and surrounding communities is excited about it.
Yeah.
So they're, yeah, it's been great.
Being on the square is a really essential thing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And Petersburg's town square is kind of lighting up right now. We have this really cool brewery called Hand of Fate. We have this new wine boutique called First and Third. And we have really cool like new clothing boutiques all around the square. So yeah, it's just like really fun to see this kind of revitalization of small town squares.
Yeah. Well, Douglas Pope, good luck. It's been a fascinating tour. And you know, when this story was first mentioned to me, I could barely keep track of all the spaces that you were planning. But
Yeah.
But I think it's very ambitious, and it's great. I'm all the best to you.
Okay, I appreciate it, Mark.
Okay.
Thank you.
And talk about an aggressive timetable. The November is the opening for the event center. Of course, then the restaurant will come after that. And these areas on the side here, he's talking about having all 3 phases done by the end of next year. With another Illinois Story in Petersburg, I'm Mark McDonald. Thanks for watching.
Illinois Stories is brought to you by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, Illinois Arts Council Agency, and by the support of viewers like you. Thank you.